Hello and welcome back to Euro Transfer Talk, where we bring you all the best transfer gossip from across the continent. In this video, we tend to leave the big Premier League stories alone, so if you want more of that, be sure to check out Transfer Talk over on FD tomorrow. But stay here for everything La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga and beyond. As always, if you've got any hot leads, then you can tweet me at CP Hamill or the Euro Football Daily account at EFD Squad. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to never miss any transfer gossip. Let's get into it. This week we start in Germany with the reigning Bundesliga champions Bayern Munich, where club legend Thomas Muller could be on the way out, at least if he has his own way. The 30-year-old has dropped down the pecking order under Niko Kovac's new-look side, starting less than half of Bayern's league matches so far. With Kingsley Coman, Philip Coutinho, Serge Gnabry and Ivan Perisic all getting more game time than the World Cup winner, it may actually come as some surprise that Muller's 4 assists at this stage of the campaign is the highest in the squad and is almost halfway to his total from last season. However, his shots, key passes and dribbles have all taken a substantial hit, as when he is used, he's deployed in a much deeper position. Muller, whose 495 appearances for the Bavarians puts him 10th in their all-time list, told Kicker he is absolutely not satisfied with his situation. He added that he was fit and hungry for success with the club and is firmly convinced that he can help the team on the pitch. These may sound like your stereotypical soundbites from a media-trained professional, but his last comments certainly raised eyebrows. Muller finished off by saying, "If the coaching team only sees me in the role of a substitute player in the future, I have to think about it. I'm just too ambitious for that." Now, apparently, both Muller and Bayern Munich have rejected advances from the Premier League in the past, with Manchester United reportedly making a £90 million bid for the German back in 2015. This time round, the interest is apparently from Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp tried and failed to sign Muller back in 2017, and whilst the Bayern chiefs still don't want to let him go, it's believed that the 100-capped international may try and force their hand come January. In our opinion, this would be an odd move, as he'd most certainly still be on the bench if he was to move to Liverpool. But what do you guys think? Should the Reds make a move for Thomas Muller this winter? Vote in the poll above now. And if Bayern Munich managed to pull this off, it would see Muller get even less game time. That's because the club are after Tottenham's Christian Eriksen, seemingly not put off by his efforts in their 7-2 trouncing of the London club a couple of weeks ago. We know you all know about the Dane's situation by now. Out of contract next summer, doesn't want to sign a new deal, couldn't seal that move at the end of the summer, all of that. Well, there is a new development which has seen Bayern join the race for the 27-year-old, and in the process beat Real Madrid to his signature. Club executives have reportedly made contact with Eriksen's representatives, and he's said to be open to the idea of moving to Germany. And with the likelihood of actually winning a trophy pretty high, we can't blame him. But of course, Real Madrid are continuing their never-ending pursuit of the midfielder, and reports suggest they may sign him in January, but only if certain conditions are met. They are that Los Blancos have to be experiencing either an injury crisis or be massively underperforming. And with Zinedine Zidane's side currently top of La Liga despite questionable performances, it's hard to judge where the line would be drawn. Regardless, it looks like Madrid are committed to Eriksen and will be making a move for him this January, even if he doesn't join until the summer. And that move eventually being finalised will set off the transfer dominoes as Spurs continue to look for Eriksen's long-term successor. The heir apparent, Giovanni Lo Celso, has played just 44 minutes since his move to that big shiny new stadium, and Daniel Levy might be reluctant to take up the $55 million option on the Argentine and send him back to Betis. So it appears Spurs will open up and make another move for Sporting's Bruno Fernandez. There's no reason that the Portuguese side will budge from their $65 million valuation of their star midfielder. If anything, being January, they'll bump it up a little. And for those thinking he may be a one-season wonder after scoring 31 goals in 52 games from the centre of the park, think again. Fernandez has already netted 7 times in Sporting's first 10 games of the campaign. And on top of that, he's creating more chances too and has 5 assists to his name, with key passes up from 3 to 3.5 a game and dribbles almost doubling to 1.7 per 90. Manchester United also made a move for the 25-year-old over the summer, and continuing to perform at such a high level could see them re-enter the race as well. If that's the case, Sporting would surely welcome a bidding war that edges them closer to his buyout clause of close to £100 million. But if you were Bruno Fernandez, what would you do? Spurs, United or stay put in Lisbon? Let us know in the comments below. After sacking Silvinho less than a week ago, Lyon already have their new manager in place ahead of the return to domestic football. First choice was Jose Mourinho, who club president Jean-Michel Aulas said had already chosen another club, whilst the bookies' frontrunner for the job was Laurent Blanc. The Frenchman has been out of work since leaving PSG back in 2016 and had been tipped to get the role. But yesterday, Lyon announced who would be taking over from Silvinho. The man tasked with getting Les Gaunes back on track is former Marseille and Roma boss, Rudy Garcia. The appointment hasn't been met with fanfare from the supporters, but there's no reason to believe that Garcia won't do a good job, despite his last role being with bitter rivals Marseille. He took Lom to a Europa League final in 2018, as well as achieving back-to-back second places while at Roma. In fact, throughout his managerial career, which began in 2001 with St Etienne, Garcia has a win percentage of 48%, not far behind Jurgen Klopp's 51%, who also became a manager that very same year. Lyon currently sit 14th in Ligue 1 with just 2 wins and 9 points from their opening 9 fixtures, which crazily is just 1 point off bottom of the table. Fortunately for Garcia, his opening game is against second bottom Dijon. He'll need to get out of the blocks quickly to get the fans on side and kickstart Lyon's season. To the Netherlands next, where PSV striker Daniel Malan is turning heads. The 20-year-old, who was signed from Arsenal 2 years ago for just 200k, has already scored 10 goals in just 9 Eredivisie appearances, including all 5 in a 5-0 demolition of Vitesse over a month ago. PSV are unwilling to let the 20-year-old, who has just made his debut for the Netherlands, leave for anything less than £50 million, meaning if Arsenal wanted him back, it would invoke some serious Paul Pogba vibes. One team who could stump up the cash is Barcelona, with Ernesto Valverde sending scouts to watch him and those scouts being blown away by his start. But who do you think Barca should sign as a Luis Suarez replacement, or do they already have one? Let us know in the comments below. Whilst Frank Lampard's start as a Chelsea manager might be the worst by a permanent appointment in the Roman Abramovich era, you wouldn't have got that feeling from the atmosphere around the club. Sure, most of it's brought on by the club's transfer ban and consequential reliance on younger players, but Chelsea are still ready to make a big splash when they can sign players again next summer, with one of the biggest names in the game, Neymar. A year of not spending anything gives the Blues belief they can indeed match PSG's €210 million asking price for the 27-year-old. Not far off the world record fee the Parisians paid just 2 seasons ago. The Brazilian has of course been much maligned at the Parc des Princes so far this campaign following his summer transfer saga, but has since come back to score 4 in 5 games, rediscovering the form that places him amongst the world's elite. Neymar was apparently close to joining Barcelona during the summer, with Lionel Messi at the forefront advocating for his return to the Camp Nou. The Argentine said in an interview over the international break that he feared his friend would join Real Madrid if a move back to Catalonia didn't go ahead. Messi added that he feels Neymar regrets his move to the Pyrenees and still wants to be reunited with the player he played alongside for 4 seasons. So guys, that was Euro Transfer Talk for another week, but did we miss any big stories? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time.